What if I told you that one of the most trusted exercises for building strong glutes might actually be working against your body after the age of 50? For years, we've heard the same advice. If you want stronger hips, stronger legs, and better glute strength, you need to do squats. And to be clear, squats are not bad exercises. They can absolutely be useful. This isn't about criticizing squats or the people who recommend them. But here's a question that rarely gets asked. What if squats, at least the way most people over 50 perform them, are no longer supporting your body the way you think they are, according to health data from multiple organizations? Falls remain one of the leading causes of serious injury and loss of independence in adults over 65. Research also shows that as joints age, they gradually lose their ability to absorb shock and tolerate heavy compression, particularly in the knees, hips, and lower back. Even more interesting studies have found that hip instability, not just muscle weakness, is one of the strongest predictors of balance issues and chronic lower back discomfort in older adults. Let that settle in for a moment. Not lack of effort, not laziness, instability. Here's what often goes unspoken. Most squat variations, especially those done at home, are excellent at strengthening the gluteus maximus, the large muscle responsible for power and shape. But they frequently overlook another muscle that becomes extremely important after 50, the gluteus medius. This smaller, deeper muscle plays a critical role in keeping your pelvis level, stabilizing your hips, and helping your body stay upright while walking, turning, or balancing on one leg. When this muscle weakens, your body doesn't stop moving. Instead, it starts compensating. Your lower back begins working overtime. Your knees absorb more stress. Your balance slowly becomes less reliable. Eventually, many people begin to wonder, why do my hips ache during walks? Why does my lower back fatigue so quickly? Why do stairs feel more difficult than they used to? Most people assume these changes are simply part of getting older. But what if they're not? What if they reconnected to what you've been training and what you've been unintentionally neglecting? This isn't about creating fear. It's about helping you choose exercises that protect your long-term independence. After 50, strength is no longer just about lifting heavier loads. It becomes about balance, coordination, joint protection, and moving confidently through daily life. The uncomfortable truth is that many generalized fitness routines, including endless squat repetitions, were created for younger bodies. They rarely account for aging joints, nervous system changes, or balance challenges. That doesn't mean your body is failing. It means your body may simply need a smarter approach. Let's be honest. Most adults over 50 are not avoiding exercise because they're lazy. Many people walk regularly, stay active, and still include squats in their routine. They follow advice from doctors, magazines, and trainers who genuinely want to help. And they're not completely wrong. Squats do have value, but they don't tell the full story. Squats primarily activate the gluteus maximus, the large muscle responsible for powerful movements like standing up, climbing, and lifting. However, they often understimulate the gluteus medius, the muscle responsible for stabilizing your hips during walking, maintaining pelvic alignment, and preventing knee and back strain. After 50, stability often matters more than raw strength. Movement without proper muscle activation becomes repetition. Repetition without stability often leads to compensation. And compensation eventually leads to discomfort or injury. Research has shown that weakness in the gluteus medius is strongly associated with lower back pain and increased fall risk, even among people who exercise regularly. Other studies suggest that traditional squats may activate the stabilizing muscle far less than targeted, low-impact lateral movements. When exercise routines ignore stabilizer muscles, the body tends to rely heavily on large outer muscles. Meanwhile, deeper stabilizers gradually lose engagement. As a result, joints begin carrying stress that muscles should handle. Many people begin to feel stiff, sore, or fatigued, despite maintaining regular exercise habits. Over time, confidence in movement quietly declines. You don't need to eliminate squats entirely, but adding movements that retrain stabilizing muscles can make a significant difference. The following 4 exercises are especially valuable for adults over 50. They focus on joint protection, balance improvement, and functional stability. Number 4. Side-lying hip abduction. At first glance, this exercise looks extremely simple. You lie on your side and lift your leg. Compared to squats, it may not feel demanding. There's no heavy load, no intense burn, and no rapid heart rate increase. But simplicity doesn't mean lack of effectiveness. Squats emphasize the gluteus maximus. Side-lying hip abduction directly targets the gluteus medius, the muscle responsible for keeping your pelvis stable during walking and single-leg balance tasks. When this muscle isn't functioning properly, your pelvis can tilt during movement. Knees may collapse inward, and the lower back often compensates. Over time, walking and standing can begin to feel less stable. Research involving adults over 55 showed that performing this exercise several times per week significantly improved balance, rocking stability, and reduced lower back fatigue. To perform it, lie on your side with your bottom leg bent for support. Keep your top leg straight and slightly forward. Gently rotate your toes toward the floor. Then slowly lift your top leg outward with controlled motion. Avoid lifting too high or rushing the movement. This precise motion activates stabilizing muscles while reducing stress on joints. Number 3, posterior hip abduction. This movement appears similar, but introduces an important adjustment. By moving the top leg slightly behind the body and rotating the toes upward, the hip engages external rotation. This targets deeper fibers of the gluteus medius, responsible for controlling rotational balance. Many falls occur during twisting or pivoting movements, not during simple forward walking. Everyday actions like stepping off a curb or turning quickly require rotational hip stability. Studies show that training this movement pattern improves control during rotational shifts and reduces side-to-side instability. To perform it, lie on your side as before. Move your top leg slightly behind your torso. Rotate your toes upward toward the ceiling. Lift slowly with control while keeping your upper body steady. This movement trains your brain and hips to manage rotational forces safely. Number 2, standing hip drop with abduction. Many people believe regular walking provides enough balance training. Walking is excellent for cardiovascular health and mobility, but it primarily involves forward motion. True balance requires multi-directional control, especially lateral stability. Each time you stand on one leg, the gluteus medius on the standing side must keep your pelvis level. If it fails, the pelvis drops, the spine shifts, and the knee collapses inward. Studies show that hip drop exercises improve pelvic alignment, body awareness, and single-leg stability in older adults. To perform this movement, stand near a wall or stable surface. Shift your weight onto one leg while the opposite leg hovers slightly forward. Slowly move the hovering leg outward to the side while allowing the hip of the standing leg to drop slightly. Then engage the glute of the standing leg to lift the pelvis back to level. Move slowly and focus on muscle engagement rather than speed. Number 1, standing hip extension with external rotation. This exercise may appear simple, but it closely mimics real-life balance recovery patterns. Most gym exercises occur in straight lines, but daily life involves rotation, reaching, twisting, and stepping backward. This movement trains the gluteus medius, deep hip rotators, and spinal stabilizers to work together. Research shows it can improve reaction time to balance disturbances and enhance spinal stability. To perform it, stand beside a countertop or wall. Shift your weight onto one leg. Move the opposite leg slightly behind your body while rotating your toes outward. Allow your upper body to rotate slightly in the same direction. Keep movements small, controlled, and stable. This exercise develops coordination and stability under rotational stress. Let's pause and reflect. You may have followed the best advice available. You've stayed active, you've worked hard, but sometimes the issue isn't effort, it's direction. Strength after 50 isn't only about heavier resistance. It's about reconnecting the brain with stabilizing muscles that protect movement patterns. True independence shows up in small daily actions, climbing stairs comfortably, walking on uneven ground, or bending without fear. You don't need expensive equipment. You don't need a gym membership. You simply need exercises that match the needs of your body today. These 4 movements may seem modest, but they are purposeful. They help rebuild communication between your muscles, joints, and nervous system. Over time, they restore confidence in movements that once felt automatic. This isn't about warning you, it's about empowering you. Start wherever you are, even if that means beginning with simple floor movements. Small steps taken consistently often lead to lasting stability and independence. One day, your future self may thank you for starting with these small, intentional choices. If this information was helpful, consider sharing it with someone who may benefit from it. And if you're interested in learning more evidence-based strategies for maintaining strength, balance, and independence as you age, stay connected for future content.